Alright guys, welcome back to the workshop. So I'm going to be releasing two videos this weekend, this one and there'll be another one tomorrow. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute. So I was recently contacted by a company named Tilswall and they asked if I fancied trying out some of their tools in return for a video. So because they're items that I can use on the channel in the workshop, and also some of my viewers may be interested in them, obviously I said yes. So quick disclaimer, this isn't a sponsored video, I'm not being paid to make this review. However, they did send the tools to me free of charge for the intentions of me making a video, and I get to keep the tools afterwards. So I'm fully aware that sometimes when YouTubers get free things sent to them, that some people can get offended by that. So I just want to say that that's not my intentions. The only reason I actually accept these offers is because they're things that I can use in the workshop for the channel moving forward. And also, not only does it help smaller companies reach a wider audience, but it also gives me the opportunity to test these things out and let you guys know what I actually think of them. So the company actually sells a variety of items such as a rotary tool similar to a Dremel, hot glue guns, 2 different paint sprayers, drills, sanders, laser levels. They even do a metal detector which can be used by adults or kids. So all their items come with a 3-month warranty, extended to 6 months if you actually register the item on their website. Also comes with a 28-month warranty, so after the first 6 months they will endeavour to help you with any issues or problems that you may have, so that's not bad. So the first item that I'm going to be taking a look at is an HVLP paint sprayer. So simple box, it's got a picture on the front and a few specifications. So let's open the box and see what actually comes in the box. So first up, as always, you've got your instruction manual and your guarantee or warranty. A bag of different accessories. Got the flexible hose, the handheld section of the spray gun itself and the paint pot, and then you've got the electric motor itself. So the company actually sell 2 different types of paint sprayer. They're both HVLP. So this one has got a separate motor, and the actual spray gun is connected to the motor with a heavy duty flexible hose, meaning that the handheld portion is a lot lighter to use. And then they've got your usual setup where the motor is actually fitted into the spray gun itself, so it's going to be a lot heavier to use. This is the more expensive one that they do. This retails for about 60 quid, and the other one is slightly cheaper. So the specifications are as follows. It's 800 watt. It's got a 2.5 metre premium flexible hose. The paint capacity is 1,300 millilitres. It's got improved atomization to reduce overspray. It's got variable air pressure from 0 to 1,100 millilitres a minute. 3 spray patterns, 3 different size tips. You got 1mm, 1.8mm and 2.6 millimeters. And the cable is 3 meters in length. Also seems to have a nice cable with a rubbery feel, which is always nice to see on these cheaper tools. So I'm sure you all want to know what sort of paints you can actually spray with this. So you can do water-based and solvent-based paints and finishes, primers, 2-component paints, clear finishes, automotive finishes, staining sealers and wood sealer preservatives. It doesn't recommend using alkali or acidic paints. So not only can you do paints and finishes, but you could also use this to spray large areas with disinfectant, which could be especially useful in these strange times that we've been going through. So this is the motor. And you've got an on-off switch on the top. On the back, got a little panel you can take out, and that contains a foam filter which you can remove for cleaning or replacing, and then it just snaps closed. On the front is where you've got the hose connection, and if you look you'll see the slots on the side, and that corresponds with the lugs that you can see inside the end on the hose, and you just basically line up the lugs, push it on, and then twist it round, and that locks that on nice and tight. So to attach the hose to the spray gun, you've just got a hole on the back, and this is a simple push fit that just pushes in there, and it fits in there nice and firmly, so it's not just going to fall out. Also got a nice little holder for the spray gun itself, so if you're in the middle of spraying you can just sit it down in there. So you get 3 spare gaskets, and they actually fit inside the cap. You've also got one fitted. You get 3 spare gaskets which actually fit inside the spout. And that can be obviously changed depending on what you're actually painting, whether you're tilting it backwards or forwards. So it comes with 3 different size nozzles, and they're easy to remove and refit. It's just a case of undoing the front section, and you have to be careful when you undo this because you will drop them. And then you can remove the top section, remove the nozzle itself, clean your tip, put a new tip in. So putting a new tip in is just a easy process. Put the nozzle back on, put them on the front of the gun, and then simply put the cover over the top and screw it back down. And it's as easy as that. And then here you've got the dial which alters the amount of pressure for spraying, so you can either turn it up or turn it down. So these 2 accessories are for cleaning the gun out. You've got a mini flexible wire brush, which is good for getting into all the little nooks and crannies, and you also get this little pin which can be used to clean out the actual nozzles themselves, and that's got a little protective sleeve over the top of it. When you're finished spraying and ready to clean the gun out, it's really simple to do. Just strip it all down, use hot soapy water to rinse everything out. if you press the orange tab on the top of the spray gun, you can actually pull the front section out completely to get inside, and you can use the supplied wire brush and the needle tip to actually clean the nozzles and the tips properly, and then just put it together, fill the tub up with hot soapy water and spray that through, and then when that's done, simply fill it up with clean water and spray that through just to rinse all the soap out, and that's it. So if you want to use the spray gun without actually putting the motor on the floor, you've got the option of adding a shoulder strap, so you can actually wear the motor section of the sprayer on your shoulders rather than putting it on the floor. And this is my best catwalk impression. So this is your viscosity funnel. This is used when thinning out paint. There is a table in the instruction manual that tells you how long it should take to empty the funnel with different types of paint. So you basically fill the paint up once you've thinned it, and it gives you a rough amount of seconds that it should take for the funnel to actually empty out. And if it empties out too quick, it means you've thinned it too much, and if it takes too long to empty the funnel, then you need to thin it some more. So to demonstrate the actual spray gun, I was going to use some black paint so you could actually see it a bit more clearly, but it turned out I didn't have nowhere near enough paint, and the spout that reaches the paint inside the pot was barely reaching the level of paint. So I thought I'd spray some cardboard just to give you an idea of the adjustable air pressure. So if you turn it right down, you'll see you'll get a very light speckling of paint, and then as you increase the air pressure, you get a heavier flow of paint and a wider spray pattern. There's actually a lot of adjustment on this. You can dial it in exactly how you want it. And the gun's spluttering because I've got hardly any paint in the pot. You can see when you turn it right up, you get a nice even coat. So here's a quick demonstration of the different spray patterns. So this one is your side to side. Then if you twist the nozzle, you get your up and down. And then if you put it in the middle, you get a more direct spray pattern. And you can also change the pressure by gently squeezing the trigger. So unfortunately I wasn't able to use the black for the demonstration. Would have been a lot easier because you could have seen clearly what I was painting. Instead I've got to use this wishy-washy cornflower blue from Ronseal Fence Life Plus range, which is actually really good paint. So I think you can just about work out where I'm painting, and I'm also messing around with the air pressure and spray patterns just to kind of get a feel for the gun. Now if I was doing this properly, I would have covered the posts beforehand so I could actually work my way along the whole fence, but because I'm only doing this one panel for demonstration purposes, I'm using a little bit of card just to prevent any overspray onto the concrete posts. But what I will say is I'm really pleased with the amount of control you've got with the air pressure, and the finish is absolutely brilliant. And I'm actually looking forward to painting fences and sheds in the future, whereas it was always a job I absolutely hated before this. So despite the fact I was actually messing around with the air pressure and changing the spray pattern, I still managed to get this panel done in under 4 minutes, which for me is really impressive considering when I used to brush the panels it'd take around about 20 minutes per panel. So you can imagine if you've got a load of panels to do, this is definitely the way forward. And then once you've finished spraying, like I said earlier on in the video, just thoroughly rinse everything out using the wire brush and that to get inside the tips and the nozzle properly, and then fill the thing up with hot soapy water and just spray that through. And then when you've done that, fill it up with just clean water and spray that through just to rinse out any soap. And it took me no time at all to actually clean the gun after spraying, which is half the battle. Right, so to sum things up, what do I actually think about it? Well, if I'm being honest, hand on heart, it far exceeded my expectations and I'm really quite impressed with it. You've got a nice amount of control with the adjustable air pressure from a very slight splattering to a much thicker, wider fan. I had no splatter up my arms, there was no runs on the fence panel. So all in all, it was really easy to use and the finish was a lot better than I expected it to be. I reckon if I was doing some cabinets and I wanted to paint them using this gun, I think I could actually get a reasonable finish with this spray gun. I watched quite a lot of reviews on this type of electric spray gun and 99% of those reviewers said that you end up with paint splattered all up your arms, across your face. And there's two reasons why I think that happens. One is because they possibly thin the paint out too much, so it's more like water, so you're bound to get more splatters. But not only that, it's the technique that you actually use. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to spray techniques, but I have done some spraying in the past, and normally if you're going side to side, you do nice even strokes, and at the end of each stroke release the trigger before squeezing and coming back the other way, each time overlapping the last stroke that you done. And same as if you're doing up and down, at the end of the stroke release the trigger and then squeeze and come back down again, release the trigger, back up again, and so forth. And by doing that, that will also improve the finish of the paint. So when it comes to painting fences, it's one of those jobs that I absolutely can't stand, so that might actually be a bit more enjoyable in the future. So I'm actually looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to trying some other paints and seeing what I can actually do with it. The only negative I'm going to point out is the spout that sucks the paint up from the container. It could do with being another centimetre in length, because if you've only got a small amount of paint in the actual container, like I did with the black paint I was originally going to use, it can be a bit intermittent if it doesn't quite reach the paint properly. So other than that, I like it. So if any of you want to check out this or any of their other products, then head over to their main website. They've got UK suppliers, so delivery usually takes 2 to 3 days in the UK. Quick disclaimer, I'm not actually earning any commission for referring people to their website or for any sales made. However, they also sell their stuff on Amazon, so I will include some affiliate links down in the video description, and anyone that goes through and purchases something through one of my affiliate links does earn me a few pence, which all goes towards helping the channel out. So links will be in the description. Don't forget, I'll be releasing another video tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. We'll be taking a look at another tool. So as always, I want to thank you for watching, and if you're new here and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then I'd really appreciate you subscribing, and if you click the little bell icon, you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So as always, thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay safe, and you will see me in the next video. Cheers for watching, guys.